What is up, my veggies? My name is VeggieTales Raymond, and welcome back to yet again another reaction video. Today we're going to be reacting to Pinkie Tail's Little Red Riding Bloom. So obviously this one's going to be about Apple Bloom in the role of Little Red Riding Hood. So I'm actually more excited for this one than I was the last one, because this is a fairy tale I know a lot more about than Jack and the Beanstalk. So I'm more excited about this one, and plus Apple Bloom is one of my favorite characters in the show, so she's not my favorite Cutie Mark Crusader though. My favorite Cutie Mark Crusader is Sweetie Belle. But she's still a good character, and I'm excited to see how this one plays out. So, just like always, link to the original video will be in the description below, along with Magpiepony's channel. Go subscribe to her, go show her the support. And without further ado, let's go ahead and react to Pinkie Tails. Pinkie Tails. Is that a little loud?
Pinkie Tails. Little Red Riding Bloom. You're going to love tonight's story, Pounded Pumpkin. It's all about the adventures of a little filly, a terrifying wolf, and the proper use of cookware. Once upon a time.
Are they going to use a timber wolf?
In a small village just outside the city, there lived a pony called Little Red Riding Bloom. She was given this nickname due to the fact that she never took off a little red cape that her granny had made.
Alright.
She did so to hide her blank flank from the other colts and fillies in her class. But after a while,
Alright, that seems like Apple Bloom in the early seasons of MLP.
One day, Little Red Riding Bloom's mother gave her a basket of apple treats to bring to her granny.
See, that's clever. When this was made, we don't know anything about
she was known to get a little distracted.
her parents.
Just like another certain pink pony who was chewing was interrupting the story.
What? Me?
See, they're not messing up by showing her parents, because we don't know about Apple Bloom's parents.
How did I make them sound good? All I said was that she had a basket of treats.
Yeah, but it was the way you said it. All I could think about were apple pies, and fritters, and apple cider, and caramel apples, and apple muffins. Do they make apple muffins?
I have no idea.
They should. That would be so delicious, and they would go great with the mug of cider too. And
can I get back to the story?
Out of all those treats, the only one I'd probably eat was a caramel apple.
Sure.
But I'd rather be a green apple.
Now, Little Red Riding Bloom's mother instructed her to stay on the path and not stop for anything.
See, not showing her.
Pony on her way. She warned her
because we don't know about
place, especially for
because
little fillies.
They don't know about
if it's so dangerous,
about Applejack's parents.
Because that's how the story goes.
Applejack's, Apple Bloom, and Applejack, Apple Bloom, and Big Macintosh's parents. And by the way, this is a shorter one, so it's not as long as the other one.
That little pony can get into in there.
Well, if you would let me continue the story, we might be able to find out.
Oh, sorry. My bad. I'll be quiet now, promise.
Little Red Riding Bloom began her journey with a smile on her face and a skip in her step. She sang a merry little tune and reached into the basket, pulling out a delectable-looking and delicious-smelling apple pie.
Yay!
I'm sure Granny won't mind if I took a few bites of pie. To keep my strength going, of course.
Little Red said to herself as she gobbled up a particularly large piece of pie. The smell of the pie
that looks like a whole pie to me.
were beginning to attract a sizable crowd of forest animals, including the dreaded Big Bad Apple Wolf, who was known
the Big Bad Apple Wolf
for all things apple. Apple Wolf was finishing her last juicy apple when she spotted Little Red Riding Bloom.
Oh my goodness, this is just ridiculous.
Apple Bloom, Little Red Riding Bloom, what tarnation are you doing so far in the woods on your own? Don't you know that there are dangerous creatures about?
Like you?
Little Red replied, taking a step away from the wolf in fear.
Yes, like me. I'm a wolf for Celestia's sake. And do you know what wolves like to eat?
Apple pie?
Little Red said.
Oh my
holding out the
goodness.
remains of the apple pie.
She's like terrified.
No, yes, I mean...
Applewolf started, taking the pie from Little Red and finishing it in one bite.
What I meant to say was, where are you headed, little Philly?
I'm on my way to Granny's house with this basket full of goodies.
To Granny's house, you say? And where does your granny live?
She lives at the end of the forest path in a little old cottage surrounded by apple trees.
You don't say. And does your granny live with other ponies?
No, Granny lives alone. That's why I had to bring her this basket, you see. She likes the sweets, and she likes the company.
How bet
Connect
she does.
the dots,
Little Philly,
Apple
your
Bloom.
ponytail's over today. What's your hurry?
Mama told me not to dawdle and stick to the path.
Did you just say dawdle?
Sorry, Miss Wolf, but I really should be getting on my way.
Applewolf paused and contemplated her situation before she concocted the perfect plan to...
Question!
Yes, Pinkie.
What's contemplated mean?
It means to think.
Oh, okay.
I love Pinkie Pie.
Contemplated
She's
the
awesome.
situation before she concocted the perfect...
Question!
Yes, Pinkie.
What's concocted mean?
It means thought up.
Oh.
Can I get back to the story now?
Uh-huh.
Applewolf paused and contemplated her situation before she concocted the perfect plan to distract Little Red Riding Blue.
Question!
Oh my goodness.
Did you need to know what the word distract means?
Oh, I don't need to know what that means. I already know. It's when you can't stay focused. Like you're interrupted or something.
You don't say.
You're interrupting the narrator, Pinkie.
Oh, I guess I forgot.
Applewolf paused and contemplated her situation before she concocted the perfect plan to distract Little Red Riding Bloom from reaching Granny.
Any other questions, Pinkie, you want to throw in here? Now's the time.
For Little Red, so that she could eat the apples from her yard and then finish off Little Red Riding Bloom's basket for dessert. After all, wolves have a rather large appetite, and Applewolf was no exception.
Hey there, little Red. Have you noticed what wonderful flowers are bloomed in the meadow there?
Yeah? Why?
Well, don't you think Granny would like some flowers to go with her apple desserts?
How do you know they're all apple desserts, Apple Wolf?
It was just a guess. That pie you had was mighty tasty. But a pony can't live on pies and cakes alone, now can they? They gotta have all kinds of good things to eat. Like those daisies over there.
I guess that makes sense.
Good.
Connect the dots.
Dilly-dally, man.
Seriously,
Granny
she
wants
is
her
lying
to
to you.
Oh, wait a minute. Did I just say dilly-dally? Darn it, storytellers. Stop putting words in my mouth.
Having been fooled by Applewolf, Little Red Riding Bloom
I love
disobeyed
Pinkie
her
Tails. They're
wishes,
awesome.
strayed from the path to pick some flowers in the meadow. While she did so, Applewolf quickly followed the path until she happened upon a little cottage on the other side of the forest.
This looks like it's
Her eyes
directly
widened
out of the
when she
show.
saw
That's
that the group
cool.
of apple trees surrounding the little house were bucked clean of apples. She growled, guessing that they had undoubtedly been harvested and now inside Granny's cottage. Applewolf approached the house and knocked on the door.
Huh? Oh, well now, who is it?
It's me, Little Red Riding Bloom.
Applewolf said, trying to imitate the little filly as best she could.
And she's doing it horribly. to be.
Your granddaughter, Little Red.
I have a granddaughter named Little Red.
That's who I am, Granny. Little Red.
No, I don't want any Philly style cookies. From here, thank you.
That's hilarious.
Let out a frightening growl and bucked the door open. It crashed into the wall loudly, but it did not seem to upset the old pony. Instead, she called out,
Who is it?
I'm getting mighty tired of this shit, Granny. Now,
That's
where are you
hilarious.
keeping them apples?
Granny struggled to get out of her rocking chair and slowly made her way towards the kitchen before she gave Applewolf her answer.
Now, I've been growing and harvesting apples for many years, you darn varmint. And I'll be going swabbled if I have some apple-thieving wolf take this here crop.
Who's in the dialogue in this story? What the hey is cornswoggle? Ah!
It threw a pan at
Frying
her.
pan soared across the room, nearly hitting her in the head.
Ah!
Oh my goodness.
Get out of here! Ow!
Not without your apple. Ow! I'm not leaving here before I. Ow! Help me!
Pick him back up and throw him at her.
Ow! Ow!
Ah! Ow! My tail! Good gracious, Granny, where are all these coming from? What a strong hoof for such an old pony. Hey!
Applewolf said, just as one of the frying pans hit her square on the nose. Granny smirked and nodded her head, reaching for another pan, but finding the cupboard bare.
Oh, shoot! I knew I should have gone with the 100-piece set on them things!
Really?
Finally!
I mean, seriously?
Growling again as she leapt across the room towards Granny. A few hours passed, and Little Red Riding Bloom finally made her way to her granny's cottage. As she skipped towards the front door, some of the many wildflowers she had collected trailed behind her. She hadn't intended to stay in the meadow for so long, but the more flowers she found, the more she wanted to collect them. By the
Oh,
time
that's
she
cool.
was finished, the meadow had practically been picked clean. She knocked happily at her granny's door.
Granny!
Granny, I'm here. It's me, Little Red.
There was a long silence followed by the sound of a bed creaking, but no reply.
Granny?
Little Red Riding Bloom asked, pushing open the door and inviting herself in.
Did you forget I was coming?
Oh no, dear, I'm in here.
Applewolf said, trying her best to make a granny impression. She had stolen Granny's nightcap and hidden under the covers of her bed, hoping to fool the filly. Little Red pushed open the bedroom door curiously.
There you are. What you doing in bed so early? It's barely sunset, Granny.
I've been real tired from all that apple bucking.
But you don't apple buck your own trees, Granny. You haven't for years now.
Well, I thought I'd give it a try this year. What you got in that basket there?
Oh, I bought you some sweets from Mom on me. We made some fritters and pie and camel apples and cake.
Give 'em here, youngin'.
Applewolf insisted, trying not to look or sound too desperate, despite the fact
It
that she was
sounded
beginning to
very
drool.
desperate.
Well, the thing is, I don't really have any more of them.
What?
Well, you see, I met this wolf who showed me a meadow of really good-looking flowers and said I should pick some for you. Only thing is, I needed something to nibble on while I was picking up, and I guess I accidentally ate them all. I have a lot of flowers, though.
Flowers? I can't eat flowers. I'm a the old pony. Flowers mess with the old digestive system.
Applewolf's sudden outburst
Are you
caused
not
Little Red to take a
connecting the
closer look at
dots
her granny,
here, Apple
and she
Bloom?
hesitated.
Ma, what big eyes you have, Granny.
All right, this bit. The better to see you with, my dear.
What big hooves you got.
The better to pick apples with, my dear.
What big ears you got.
The better to hear about you gobbling up all my apple treats with.
You got.
Flank? You can't even see my flank. Besides, I'd say Rarity's flank is far bigger than...
What a big eagle you got.
Now that there's just plain rude.
You got.
Ugh, I can't take this anymore. I'm not your granny. See? I'm the wolf.
Ah, the wolf. Where's Granny? What have you done to her? Did you gobble her up?
Little Red cried, dropping her basket of flowers and backing into the wall across the room.
Gobble her up? I don't gobble up ponies. I gobble apples. And I was supposed to gobble those treats you had. But you went and ate them up yourself.
Help! Help! The wolf's gonna eat me!
Little Red cried, running away from Applewolf towards the door.
Didn't you hear me? I don't eat ponies, I eat apples. Come on.
Applewolf was
Oh, come on!
pursuing Little
That's how
Red
the story
with
goes!
ponies.
She ate the granny and then
Ran
the...
around the little cottage, causing quite a ruckus, which caught the attention of Lumbermack, who was passing by.
Lumbermack,
Axel looked
really?
to Granny's cottage to see
Wow.
what was wrong.
What's going on in here?
Pinkie, what are you doing?
Well, I wasn't in the store yet, so I figured I'd be the lumberjack who saves the day. Also, how weird is it that they're called lumberjacks, and yet that's not the part that Applejack is playing?
No, Pinkie, this is supposed to be Lumbermack's part. Where is he?
Nowhere. He's nowhere. He must have quit or something. He didn't show up.
We just saw him, Pinkie!
And I'm sticking to it.
Pinkie, where did you hide him?
Why would you think I hit him?
Cause we can hear him?
Oh, that's something else.
Pinkie!
He's at the dentist, and he doesn't like it.
Gummy doesn't have teeth, Pinkie.
But I wanted to be in the story.
Pinkie, let Lumbermack go right now.
Fine, but I still think I would have been a better lumberjack. Lumber pie.
Pinkie!
She's getting angry. I want to play the part.
There. Happy?
Anyway, axe and hoof, Lumbermack rushed into Granny's cottage to see what was wrong. When he got inside, he found Little Red Riding Bloom assaulting Applewolf with a little wicker basket.
Oh, thanks, Celestia! Get this little filly away from me!
Applewolf shouted, hiding behind Lumbermack and clinging to his back hooves and teeth.
She killed Granny!
Little Red Riding Bloom insisted, trying to get past Lumbermack, who held her a hoof
She
length away.
killed Granny!
I did no such thing. If you would just listen to me,
From the doorway, Lumbermack and Little Red could see Granny, holding the frying pan in her mouth and hauling a large cart of frying pans packaged together, reading, 120 frying pan set, great for keeping out unwanted guests.
She got more frying pans!
Pinkie, you're still in trouble. Go back to the bad Pinkie corner.
Aww.
Go back to the bad Pinkie corner!
Here.
Granny asked, looking at the horrendous state of her cottage.
But Granny, I thought the wolf had gotten you. Ha! A wolf passed me? No such thing, little one. Now you go on and get the broom from the closet and start sweeping up. Lumbermack,
Yep.
y'all can start picking up the furniture.
Yep.
What do we do with the wolf? Don't you worry none, youngin'. I've got something in mind for her.
Uh-oh.
So Granny, Little Red, and Lumbermack tidied the little cottage and
Well,
restacked the frying pans
What's
in their
the
proper
big bad Applewolf
When
doing?
Applewolf finally came around, Granny convinced her to work as a guard for her little orchard, protecting the apples from pests and thieves alike. In exchange, Granny and Little Red would bake her all kinds of apple goods to satisfy her hunger. But if Applewolf ever decided to get out of line, or eat the apple,
Smack her with the frying pan!
Lumbermack wasn't too far away with a frying pan ready. Little Red Riding Bloom learned never to stray from the path, and to stock up on cookware in case of an emergency.
And they all lived happily ever after.
Did you say Appley?
Get it? Because they're apples? Oh, shh. They're asleep.
Wake up!
Please. See you next time for some more Pinkie Tales.
That one I enjoyed. I'm not gonna lie, that one I liked. Oh, Pinkie Rose's Little Red Riding Bloom. Huh, didn't expect that. It did. The voice did sound very familiar, and I've seen Pinkie Rose in a lot of things. So that was interesting. It is. I like it. It's so far my favorite one, even though I've only watched 2 of them. But so far, it's my favorite one out of the 2. The Applejack and the Beanstalk one, I wasn't as exciting as this one. It was more over the top with the whole tuba rarity thing and the flutter tree, and it was a little more over the top than this one. See, this one seemed a lot more funny, and twisted it just a little bit. I loved the whole Applejack in the wolf costume thing. That was hilarious. And the frying pan thing with Granny Smith, that was even funnier. And gosh, I enjoyed this one so freaking much. I don't know what the next one is. I wanted to look. I will be reacting to the next one. Hopefully soon. Because if you guys have noticed on the channel, I've been focusing a lot on gaming lately, and I need to get back to some of the other things like reactions, Turtle Drama Pony, Woody's Grand Adventures, and other stuff. Get some more summer vlogs out and stuff like that. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please tap the like button down below, subscribe, leave me a comment, and link to my Twitter, Instagram, and DeviantArt will all be linked down in the description below. And don't forget to hit that notification button so you'll be notified when I upload videos. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!